Hey everybody. If you've been following me, you know that I've been teasing a really big surprise for the last couple weeks, and I am excited to say that today is officially the day to reveal it. But there is a catch. We have to go get it. So, let's go.
And of course, this offer is made exclusively in-flight. The in-flight promotional code needed to redeem this offer.
Okay, so I've been teasing a big surprise, and here it is. The new to me 1997 BMW F650. There's my dad with his KLR. My dad found this on Facebook, and he went and got it, and now he's selling it to me. And now we're going to go test ride it on some dirt. I'm in Pennsylvania right now, so we're going to go to Hickory Run State Park and ride to Boulder Field. But before we can do anything, we have to put the official off-road rodeo sticker on the box. So I flew back and I brought a sticker with me. So let's get it on there. There we go. All right, let's go. Hey everybody. We are in my hometown of Whitehaven, Pennsylvania. And we're making our way over to Hickory Run State Park. And this is only my second ride on my new BMW. I'm still getting comfortable on it, but so far I gotta say this is really awesome, and it's nice to be riding with my dad again. I can tell that he's excited, so am I, and we're lucky to have some opportunities for dirt nearby the house here also, so I'm excited to show you guys what this looks like. It's similar, but it's different to Asheville in Western North Carolina, all at the same time. But this is one of my favorite places on earth. Granted, I'm from here, but I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I apologize if the audio is kind of weird. There's a couple things at play. The first is that I have a new helmet, so I'm figuring out the right angle for the camera. I'm figuring out the way that the wind comes over this windscreen on the BMW, and we're just going faster, plain and simple. This thing goes a lot faster than the trail. So we're gonna get some more wind noise from that anyway. But right now we are parallel to the Lehigh Gorge in the Poconos. If you've ever visited, you know it's absolutely gorgeous. It's early October. I don't know when this is gonna go out, but it's early October and you can see all the leaves are changing. Everything's looking real pretty. That's the tannery right there. And it's just a quick 10-minute drive, basically, over into Hickory Run. This area is a big tourist destination, much like Asheville. A lot of people from New York and Philly, those metro areas, come here, get away from the bustle of city life. There's a lot of vacation homes. But also, just a lot of people come in and check out the leaves as they change colors. Basically, where I'm from, where I grew up, is situated in between three big state parks. I think Hickory Run is like the third or fifth largest state park in Pennsylvania. And where we're going, Boulder Field, is basically like an old glacial plain. where there was a glacier that dumped a ton of boulders, and it is just like a sea of boulders, big boulders, hence Boulder Field. But it has a really cool dirt road that takes us there, and you get to see weird stuff like this camper that's getting jostled around on this gnarly back road, which is kind of fun to watch. Maybe, as long as it doesn't end up tipping and blocking the road for me. So now we're officially in the boundary of Hickory Run. But let me fill you guys in a little bit on how I came to own this BMW. It's no secret that my biggest complaint about the trail is just that it, you know, I'm realistic about what it is, but it's a bit slow, right? But my biggest complaint is that you're really limited in terms of range, right? You really have to have good planning to know, like, how long a trip is going to take you, right? Because you can't just get on a highway. You can't get on a freeway and go 60 miles an hour and hop off somewhere and then zip back at the end of the day as it's getting dark out. I mean, your time commitment on the trail is much higher. And so I knew that I wanted something to kind of substitute so that I could still get out and do some longer trips in a single day, or over a weekend could get further out than just the mountains around Asheville. The first thing I'll say is my trail is not going anywhere. I love that thing and I will own it for the rest of time. But I definitely was looking for something else so that I could do some longer rides, some trips on the highway. I really like this road because it's narrow, it's isolated, it's twisty, and I'll be honest, it's not well maintained. So it's a good spot to come and really test equipment. Personally, I love riding like my gravel bike on this road. I forget how long the entire loop is, but it's basically uphill the entire way to Boulder Field, and then it's downhill from Boulder Field all the way back to Sand Springs, which is the lake at the bottom that we passed at the entrance. We couldn't see the lake from the entrance, but it's down there. But this is such a great route because it's just long enough. There's not a ton of dirt roads in this part of Pennsylvania. So the stuff that there is fortunately nearby, and also really awesome, really cool terrain. You can see how different the forest is here compared to the Asheville forest. Asheville's obviously very mountainous, and it's more of like a temperate rainforest. This is not. There's a lot of fern, but we don't have the giant pine trees that the higher elevations of Asheville have. It's a much more subtle forest. That's the Pennsylvania Turnpike over top of us there. And Boulder Field is still 1.5 miles up the road here. Wasn't sure that guy was gonna let us pass. Here's what I'll say. This bike does not have a particularly high saddle height. It's quite comfortable to sit on. The tank is in a good position. Right now I have boxes on the side of it because it came with boxes. Just trying to get used to the weight. I don't feel it at all. But I do need to be more cautious of that if I'm riding in real narrow places. Unlike the trail where I don't have any side bags, I just put a bag on the big rack. But honestly, this thing just putts along. I'm in second gear right now. This thing's not even struggling. I don't know why it would struggle anyway. I'm going downhill, but like second gear, this thing is comfortable. I'm in perfect control. We're at the intersection right here. This is going to take us straight on to Boulder Field. The suspension is smooth. It's not overly smooth. It doesn't feel like I'm on the DRZ. The DRZ has like super plush, beautiful race suspension. But, it does the job. It's a lot more forgiving than the trail. The trail really doesn't have that much suspension anyway, so that might just be the difference. But the stanchions on the fork are bigger. It has like a real coil shock, I think. I think it's a real coil shock. Instead of the old school style, 2 coil, 1 on each side thing, like the old 70s Hondas have, like my CB350 has. But right now, I mean, we're going high 20s. My speedometer says probably like 25, 28 miles an hour. I feel real comfortable. I don't feel like I'm out of control. I think somebody put wide foot pegs on this. One of the previous owners. I think there was 2 previous owners. Say hi, Dad.
Hello.
This is Boulder Field, and true to its name, it is a field of boulders. What's underneath all these rocks?
More rocks.
You know, in school, one time they brought us here, and they told us that there's 10 feet of water underneath here.
Really?
That's what they claim.
Huh.
I don't think that's true.
I just think it's more rocks.
Okay, so that was Boulder Field. And what we're going to do is we're going to ride back. Basically, this is one giant loop. That's how I should have explained it earlier. But we're going to ride the rest of the loop, and then there's a really cool road that follows the fall line of the stream that goes down through. I forget what that stream is called. But we're going to follow that road down and out. And there's a really cool spot where it actually crosses a creek. Like, the road is part of the creek. Am I explaining that right? The road goes through the creek. So, we're going to do that. Well, the camera was off. I was telling my dad I didn't realize I was going so fast before, but when I looked down, we were going almost 30. It just doesn't feel like it on this. It just feels like I'm moving along. It's kind of nice. I'm going to end up actually putting this in the back of a truck I'm renting and driving back to Asheville, but it's nice I got to come back and ride a little bit with my dad. I'm kind of glad that my plans got screwed up, because this way I've been This way I've been able to hang out with him and ride with him, see my mom and my younger sister and her fiance. They're getting married in 2 weeks, so I'll be back for that. So there won't be much time for motorcycle shenanigans as it is. So I'm really happy that we're getting to play around with the bikes right now. This is a humble brag, but if you're a cyclist, you'll understand. I think I still have the King of the Mountain on this section from Boulder Field all the way back out to the entrance on pedal bicycles, which I did like 3 years ago. And my time was blistering fast, so I don't expect that to be broken anytime soon. Weird humble brag, thought I'd throw it in. Pretty proud of that. I did that like 3 years ago. I was super fit, in cycling shape, and it was right before I moved to Boise, Idaho. So I was trying to ride all my favorite stuff, and I was so fit I had the legs to go for it, and it worked out. This is a fun one because it has this uphill section that we're on right now, and it gets loose and it gets just steep enough where you got to be able to really descend and you need to be able to climb. So it's perfect for me. Anyway, back to motorcycle stuff. This new Bell helmet that I'm rocking is pretty cool. It's comfortable. It's modular. It's the SRT modular helmet from Bell. I work in the cycling industry. I think I've talked about that before, but I found out I get a discount on Bell stuff, and that includes their motorcycle helmets. So I was like, oh, heck yeah, I gotta jump on that. If it's good enough for Eli Tomac, it's good enough for me. And I'm really happy with it. My other helmet is a Scorpion, my old helmet, and I actually got that when I had my V-Strom, which would have been 2000... Don't judge me, guys. It would have been 2016, maybe 2015 that I got that helmet. And so it just needed to be replaced. It was old. I've definitely dropped it. I've never fallen in it, thank God, but you know, just didn't want to keep risking it with an old helmet. It was just time. It was time. A deal popped up. Alright, so this is that other road. Hopefully this other gate is open. I haven't been here all summer, so I don't know if any strong storms have come through and closed the gate. There's an access down here to a Boy Scout camp. I'm not sure what the name of it is. I've only ever seen the sign. Never really paid attention to it. Camp Daddy Allen. And this is what I mean, just really old and super beautiful Civil Conservation Corps stuff like this, or Civilian Conservation Corps. I can't remember what the name is. CCC, let's just say that. So this is paved, but not well maintained. And it's one way, so you don't have to worry about any cars coming up it. lot of rhododendron or mountain laurel, whatever you want to call it, along this. This reminds me a lot of the forests around Asheville. This particular part of this forest is very similar in that way. Alright, here's my favorite part. Can't tell if this is slick or not. Nice. It wasn't slick at all. Some moss on the road, so I'm just going to slow it down a little bit. There's not much more road to go here. We're almost at the bottom. Hopefully my dad's not too freaked out by the moss. He knows what he's doing though. This is the maintenance shed over here for Hickory Run. In case you're like, what's that random building in the forest? There's a really neat old chapel down here. Yeah, right here. I think that they might let people have weddings there, but I don't know that for a fact. But I have seen wedding parties in front of it. Ah, wrong gear. Let's power through there. Alright. Well, it's starting to rain on us, so we're going to make our way back towards my parents' house. I hope you guys liked seeing Hickory Run. These are two of the coolest roads, I think, in the immediate area around my parents. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out my new motorcycle. I'm obviously going to have more content with it in the future here. So stay tuned for that. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.